All right. What's up, folks? So, let's get into this today. Basically, here's my deal, man. Um, and again, I'm just giving my opinion on how I feel personally. Um, that's just what it is. My word is law. My word is bond. I ain't asking nobody for their opinion because y'all ain't us. All right. So this is kind of the weird thing for me, and what really is irritating. You want to know something that bothers me? This kind of bothers me, right? And I'm going to explain in full detail for you exactly what I'm talking about and what I mean. But, you have these YouTubers, man, and that's what they are. They're YouTubers, okay? Like I said, I've never been a YouTuber before. I'm a gangster. I just happened to come on YouTube, okay? You don't get to hear somebody like me very often, really at all. I mean, there is nobody like me, so you don't get to hear them at all, right? Entitled much. Um, so basically that's my whole deal. People get on here, it's all fake to begin with. None of these people had a string of success on YouTube on this platform. I've been successful outside of this platform more so than all of them. Okay. So like the big boy cartel dude, he's got a bunch of people like whatever upset supposedly. I was listening to some people talking about it, and I'm just giving my opinion. Okay, I don't know these dudes personally, don't know anything about them, don't care. Okay. Um but like I said, I mean, the one dude he was kind of saying too much in his little vlog, in my opinion. He was running his mouth a little too much. I mean i mean all of you are YouTubers. I mean, all of you, like this whole platform, you're all YouTubers. There's not no tough gangsters on here. And the fact is that every time we say gangster, it gives credit to a group of individuals that ain't gangsters. Because what everyone starts thinking of is they start thinking of like your typical street thug or somebody in the hood and ghetto or in jail or prison who failed already, right? So, I mean, that's not the gangster. None of them. Right? So that's number one. That's the first order of business. Is like we got to get all the hoopla nonsense addressed and get that out the way first, so that people can understand this game and the reality of it and behind it and how it actually works. Okay. So again, number one, me as who I am, it doesn't matter who likes me, who has a problem with what. I'm not a play dude. I'm not a dude who like just started running the streets yesterday. I mean, I run the streets. Like there's nobody tougher. There's nobody above me. It doesn't matter if they're an organization, agency, nothing. Nobody can tell me nothing because like I said, I've accomplished too much. I've done too much. Okay? And I'm smart, right? So I've made all the right decisions, and that's the thing when you get into this prison dichotomy or jail dichotomy, people think that they have to adjust. You get into the dichotomy pretty much in the world and the public of people being peer pressured and really being slow enough to believe that they have something to prove to people who ain't down for them anyway and don't care about them and ain't trying to see them win in the first place. You know what I mean? So it's like basically it's always been that way, always going to be that way. People join these things so that they can get acceptance. Okay, that's why they do it. Um, it's out of complete desperation, 9 times out of 10, or just a mindset that's ignorant and devoid of knowledge, right? So I'm gonna say it again. I mean, we sit back, we kick back, comfortably, and we watch all of the riffraff do it to themselves. That's how it works when you're really the gangster. Seriously. Um, like I said, y'all just don't get it, man. These are YouTubers. YouTubers are so far below me, it's unreal. I mean, at least in reality, at least like in the streets, I'm just saying that is the reality that we all occupy and face. I mean, these people couldn't hold a candle to me in anything. That's just the truth. Okay. I met Big Boy Cartel. This is what y'all don't know and don't talk about. Okay. Big Boy Cartel, I mean, number one, he ain't that big. Number two, he ain't no tough guy, that's for sure. Okay. Number three, like, I've been right there in the same elevator as him. He's nobody. Okay. And apparently, I guess he goes on social media and he says a bunch of crazy stuff to people that doesn't exist and is a crime. Right. And I heard that he says it to like random people too who like don't even really know who he is and haven't said anything to him. Like he's clearly probably out of his mind. Right. Then you got that other dude. I don't know what his name is, the short one that looks kind of like the ping one on, on like steroids. And I think he kind of looks like the ping one personally, or the ping one before he, wouldn't never stop eating. Um, in the face. I don't know if y'all know who I'm talking about. I can't remember his name, but he's just a complete narcissist. He's funny as hell to me because he just has no concept of reality. Most of them don't, especially when you're dealing with bodybuilders. Like bodybuilders do not know, they just don't understand reality. They get so far from it because they're in these gyms and they're pumping iron, so to speak, and they, it goes to their head and they start thinking there's something that they're not. I've seen it a million times, especially when you got the kind of stuff that they're taking, like Cali Muscle was always taking and kept lying about and trying to hide. And it's like, dude, you're not natural. Like, it's common sense you're not natural. I mean, you can look at you and see you're not natural. And then on top of that, you ain't even strong. That's my thing. Like, if you're going to do that and you're going to try to get as big as possible, that's fine. But, like, do it naturally. Like, if you're going to do that, at least admit what you're taking and what you're doing. You know what I mean? And, like, if there's advantages to it and it makes sense, then, I mean, it is what it is. Right? If it's illegal for sports and stuff, there must be a reason, right? And there's a lot of negatives associated with that stuff, right? So, like me, I'm all natural. You can tell by looking at my body, I'm all natural, but like I'm in better shape than all of them, I'm stronger than all of them, literally. And I'm a thin guy. So, this is what people are trying to copy and emulate. Every word I say, every move I make, right? Every step I take, every move I make, right? They'll be watching me, right? That's literally what it is. I mean, like I can see the gang stalkers, like I literally actively can see them and how they're just, always trying to monitor and trying to watch. They're obsessed, right? So, like I said, my whole deal is like I met Big Boy Cartel, homie. I met him. I met Cali Muscle and Corpus. You can ask. Okay, Big Boy Cartel. He's so full of himself and out of touch with reality. He'll probably act like he don't remember, right? Because that's the type of dude he is. I can analyze people real quick without even really knowing them. Okay, but he kind of played the background with me. He ain't doing much talking. Like I said, Cali Muscle was like that boy balling. So I'm gonna go as far as to venture that Big Boy Cartel was jealous of me, right? And still would be, right? Because that's the type of individual he is, right? Because basically I dog walked both of them to my Porsche, meaning like said like, "Come here, little homie," and showed them my Porsche. You know what I mean? And Cat Muscle was like, "You balling?" Because my whole deal was like, I'm looking at it like, listen, I got all the bread and the money. Like, if you want to do a collab, we can collaborate because I'm the one in the position of power always. This is what people don't want to talk about. You're not going to hear beat vlogs admitting reality that Tyree Sneed has had hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions in the bank, made millions every year consecutively, and dog walked Cali Muscle to his Porsche. And all Cali Muscle had to say was, "Yeah, that boy balling," and shaking my hand and taking pictures with me and stuff, and all smiles. Nothing against Cali Muscle. Like, shout out to Cali Muscle. Like, I like him. He's an all right guy. You know, he gave me his opinion. I'm not mad at him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a hater. You know what I mean? Like, I wish the best for him. You know what I mean? I just think that it's not cool that he lied about what he was clearly taking the whole time. I think that's messed up. Real talk. That's how I genuinely feel. But I like Cali Muscle. He's all right. I just don't like sellouts, and he happens to be one. You see the difference? So, I like the guy. I just don't like his decisions, like the way I feel about most of you, right? I'm the same dirty Harry when it comes to everybody, right? Friend to none of you, right? So that's number one. Number two, like I said, Big Boy Cartel was quiet. I mean, they was busy. They was in the hotel I was in. I was at the Bayfront Inn paying like 3-4 grand. You can ask about me, nigga. 3-4 grand a month living in there. Okay. They were trying to set me up, and they had already had this incident right there. And I've talked about this several times. And like I said, it's crazy because, I mean, it's just so obvious what they on over there. And like I said, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, all I'm going to say is this, is that I was smart enough to pay attention to my surroundings, and there was a gang or several that were basically trying to do activity within that hotel. Oh, and I'm going to open my mouth about everything, right? And there was an incident prior to me ever getting there. Like, I don't know anything about Corpus. I don't know anybody there. I don't know any of them people. Prior to me getting there, I heard, I don't know if it was like a year before or something, but they had an incident. You can look this up, okay, with the Bayfront Inn. And basically, I'll just say it had to do with heights, and it had to do with the top floor, right? It was the top floor, I believe, and a person. And this really happened. And to me, it's clear as day that it's some kind of setup they was running in there. So you have to ask yourself first, how is it possible? Like, when I'm with Christina, that's the one hotel I will never stay at. I will never go there again. I could never stay at the Bayfront Inn again. I just couldn't. And it sucks because it's a hotel that I really like. I like the setup of it. I'm pretty sure it's haunted, which I find kind of cool. It's a really cool hotel, but I just would never put myself in that position, much less when I'm with Christina. Like, no, like, I pay attention. So my point is, when I was there, and I mean, mind you, I'm paying 3-4 racks a month. Okay. And I wasn't there very long. But when I was there, like I said, they're telling me that story of what had already happened. Okay. So they told me the story of what happened. And then, golly, that's so annoying. Overcompensate much? I hear Coach Eli trying to copy that rhetoric too now. Now when people go by on their motorcycle, he tries to copy me. Everything I do, these people copy. Everything, bro. B Vlogs is saying every word that I ever said. They trying to follow in my footsteps of my old hustle, like when I was in Green Bay working. So now they all want to act like, oh yeah, I just got back from work. I just got back from work and I'm tired. Y'all ain't never worked. Y'all ain't working now. Y'all just lie. All y'all do is lie. And good. I hope y'all are working. That's what you need to do. You're never going to catch up though. Working ain't going to get you to this point. Like, that's the thing. If you working right now, you messing up. If you talking about it's more money how? You don't have no money. B Vlogs is broke. Like I said, those people, they make up lies and they think words mean something because they're adults that don't act grown. I mean, you're broke, fool. You don't have no money. Like, just sit down. Okay? It's just that simple. I don't know how you don't get that. You know what I mean? You're not competing with anyone. You're just weird and delusional. So that's number one. Number two, like I said, those people never go away. You know what I mean? And they never just mind their business and do them. I mean, you're light years behind. I mean, you're not competing with me. You're not competing with anyone. But they don't have anything better to do. Like I said, the one dude even asked him, and the other dude is delusional too. He even asked him, what audience do you have? And he says, my 130 subs. Yeah, that's not an audience, bro. Like, those are probably all bots. Like, you have no audience. So that was actually a valid question. I give him credit for once he said something that makes coherent sense. Like, what audience? You don't have one. So, they're going at each other. That's the riffraff doing it to themselves. They'll continue that, right? And that's all part of God's plan, in my opinion, right? God told me, vengeance is mine. That's what God said. So I just need all of you to understand something, man. I mean, my point is, they told me what had happened. I didn't know anything about it. Showed up. I'm in Corpus. I don't know Corpus very well. I've got my own issues. I was in the middle of a whole lot of stuff at the time, right? And yeah, like, they basically brought a gang in there. It was like a gang, a straight gang in Corpus, and tried to fake buddy up with me. I had another dude, some wannabe fake tough guy, tell me in the lobby something about, like, yeah, uh, is it because they ran you out of there or something like that? Like the same type of weird hater stuff that doesn't make any sense. I didn't put up with what he had to say at all. Didn't back down. Never do. Right? He ain't do nothing. He was a sucker. Right? And what he said didn't make any sense. Like, I literally told him, like, what are you talking about, partner? Like, I literally just told you what it is. Like, it's the complete opposite of what you just said. So why say something that makes no sense? And he ain't have nothing to say. You know what I mean? And he was a valid gang member, right? So that's number one, right? So, like I said, I stay G checking and sunning these niggas, right? All of them. I don't care who you are. All of y'all are nobody. Okay. I mean, that gang was the biggest joke ever. I mean, the one dude was like literally like sitting there, I mean, trying to show off his tats, taking his shirt off, and we're up on the roof, right? And they want me to work with them on music. And this is the whole gang, homie. The whole gang got me on the roof. We in the roof, but on the inside, where I think is where the incident happened. So they got the other dude, he trying to act like he high or whatever, right? And act like he's so out of it because he on whatever he on, right? Which I can just imagine what he was on and how many things he was on, right? So he on something, right? And he trying to play it off like they do, like he more out of it than what he is. You feel me? Right? Just like I've seen other people try to do that was corrupt politicians that actually work for the courtrooms because they're all corrupt. But they've tried to do that with me too, where they were acting drunker than they were, and try to antagonize me, and none of it worked. Point is, they had that dude trying to move around me and position himself where he could get me near the side of the railing. And see, Tyree Sneed is smart. Tyree Sneed will test you, and Tyree Sneed will look right at you in your eyes, right? Because like I said, I know who I am, right? So I'm right there testing it, and I'm by myself, mind you. And this is a whole gang. I'm not part of their set, not part of the gang. I don't know these niggas. Their music was terrible. I mean, horrible. And that was the thing. The dude wanted me to sit there and be like, yeah, do you like our music? And at the time, I was a nicer guy, so I was just lying. I was lying, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I was lying, bro. I was like, yeah, your music tight. That music was horrible. I mean, it was downright terrible. I mean, B Vlogs is better than that stuff I was hearing. It was horrible. It was bad. Okay, but he was so into it. He really wanted to be a rapper. So I tried to be nice and lie to him. But my whole point is, while we were having that conversation and all that, or around that time, they had this dude. He had like long hair, and like I said, I guess he was the one who was supposed to do whatever to me, right? And he ain't do nothing. And I told him I G-checked him. I G-checked him and basically G-checked all of them and told them like, homie, I don't play like that, bro. Like real talk, like back up, nigga. You feel me? Like, cause like I said, like y'all know what I'm saying, right? Like they didn't have the heart or be brave to just, do whatever to me straight up, right? Cause I'm a real man and a real nigga, right? And I'm really a gangster. So they was trying to act and paint it like it would be an accident. You feel what I'm saying? So they were trying to get homeboy to get me close to the, the balcony. I mean, there's a lot of stories in that hotel, and they wanted me right next to the edge of the balcony on whatever you call it, on the brink, whatever, right? On the edge. And I already knew what they was trying to do because I'm smart. You know what I mean? It took me just a little hot second to register, and I was like, is these niggas serious? I was like, they really trying to do this to me, right? So nothing came from it. Nothing happened because I'm just smart, and I checked him, and then I walked in the room, did the music thing, like, and that was it. And then I just got the hell out of Dodge and left. And you know what I mean? I don't remember what happened, but you know, I probably stayed away from them or whatever. And I mean, they just never came back around me because they know what's good. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that was designed and intended for me. And I mean, it proves that whatever had happened before, I mean, clearly was a setup, clearly was an inside job. So I'm just saying, why would that like place not be investigated? Like real talk, common sense. Why would that hotel not be investigated if they're bringing gangs in and doing crazy stuff like that? You feel me? And like I said, I was just a dude just paying there to live and minding my own business. I didn't know none of these people. Like, I don't know none of those people. I didn't even know how Corpus Christi worked. You feel me? But I'm gonna open my mouth, bro, about things I go through. And that's really what happened. And that was the same hotel. That's the only reason I'm talking about it, that I met Big Boy Cartel and Cali Muscle in. Okay? So, like I said, I mean, Big Boy Cartel, to me, he's super whack. I mean, they all whack. And like I said, they was in that hotel trying to get like some penguin girls. Like, I'm not talking about women that are like attractive. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like big women. That's what they was trying to get, like, to go up to their room with them and stuff. I'm just telling you the truth. Him and Cali Muscle. And Cali Muscle might have been married at that time, mind you. So y'all got to think about that, right? So like I said, and no, I'm not no snitch. I'm going to tell what the hell I know. I don't care how nobody feels about it, right? I can't ever be a snitch because I don't roll with none of y'all. A snitch is somebody who does like a crime with people and then tells on them. I don't know none of you people. I don't like you. Like, I could talk about whatever I want. Ain't nobody going to tell me nothing about what I'm going to talk about. And like I said, that's just not the definition of the word. And all of these people are snitches. So let's get that straight as well while we're here clarifying everything for you. So Cali Muscle was broke. Always has been. Always will be. Real talk. Cali Muscle has always been a joke. I don't know who would ever tell themselves that there's any other token or opposite side of reality. I mean, that boy has always been super broke. Super. So sick of that. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, you ask me, man, it just is what it is. You feel me? By the way, I got some shoes cleaned off, which I'm kind of excited about because I think they're going to work a lot better. Hold up. Hopefully my hand is healing. I really can't tell, but I hope it's healing. I mean, to me, it kind of looks like it is gradually. It's just taking forever and it's getting on my nerves. But like I said, I'm doing the best I can. You know what I mean? That's all I can. So, yeah, like I said, 21 in the box. Let's see you do it. Like I said, Andrew Tate. Okay. Well, first of all, let me just finish on Big Boy Cartel. He's a nobody. Okay. So apparently I heard that he's pissed off a lot of gang members in California. Like, that sounds about right. That sounds like karma, right? So, I mean, that's his problem to deal with. Okay. I don't know anything about Cali, just like I don't know anything about Corpus. I don't know any of those people. All I know is that everything that comes from Corpus happens to be, you know what, like B-Vlog's music, all of it. I mean, it's just whatever comes from there is just always bad. It's never good. Real talk. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, I mean, the dude hasn't had no successful career. All he does is walk up to a gym. Hold on. All he does is walk up to. I totally lost my place of what the hell I was saying. Oh yeah, all he does is go into a gym and pretend to work out. I mean, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't even really train. He doesn't know how to work out. If you took half those dudes and got them off of that stuff and had them work out naturally, you'd realize how truly weak they are, because that's the thing. They only did it to overcompensate because they're weak and they can't hold their own in the street. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point. I mean, like I said, you people look at things differently. You're always giving excuses and you're saying it's gangster to do what they do in Cali and other places. I mean, none of that is gangster, cuz. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, literally, because it's so far from reality, it's unbelievable. I mean, this is how the original intent operated, okay? The original document that the Bloods and Crips were founded upon, that every original gang started. This is the document. I'm going to tell you what it says, and I'm going to tell you how it works, okay? It's supposed to be the environment that I build, which is an environment not based off of creating fear, but based off of respect. It's supposed to be all love. That's why they use these colors, because the colors are supposed to represent that we're all one unity, right? Like with the Bloods, right? Crips, I really don't know how they work, but I mean, I imagine it's the same type of thing, right? And it kind of seems like the Crips are a derivative of a response to the Bloods, in my opinion. That's what it kind of seems like. And that might be the whole problem. And the only way things are ever going to come to a better place is when they shake hands and hug it out, and or thug it out, meaning like in a ring, in a boxing ring. Other than that, I mean, it's just pointless now. And I mean, I'm watching programs about prisoners that are talking about this. So this really happens, and we all know, and I know. I mean, I'm always in the street. I know everything about the streets coast to coast. Oh, somebody got pulled over. So for me, it's no stretch of the imagination. I know what's going on and I know what's happening, right? So my only point is, how do I explain it? Like I said, that's basically what Batman is. Batman is just like a gangster from the hood. Just like if you went in any hood. I'm so surprised, honestly, that you don't see like niggas in the ghetto doing what I'm doing. I'm really surprised that nobody ever did this, because it makes sense that it would be like a concept in the hood. It's just I brought it to a different environment, right? But like, I'm also the real thing, so it's a lot different, you know. But I'm just saying, it definitely could be a hood concept, like a Batman in the hood. That makes sense to me. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know how to explain it to you. It's just like, I just think everybody operates off their ego, man. You know, it's like if you get on here and you listen to me, we have 27 in the box. I mean, you can listen to me and you can think whatever, and immediately go to the same thing a lot of people do, where they try to dismiss and invalidate and pretend that reality isn't reality. And you could do that. You could talk the fake stuff like, oh, he's just a nobody, he's little, he's weak. I mean, you can see I'm not weak. I mean, I got the videos to prove it. So that's not really going to work. But my point is just that you can always try to dismiss reality of the conversation, what I'm saying. That's the problem with this platform. Y'all want to talk about views. Views are free. The views mean nothing. All that matters is, do you make money on here? And it ain't even about how much, because it takes time. I've never seen any of these people climb up the ladder. Like, that's not a career. That's a joke. I mean, like, they never were making money on YouTube like that. Okay? Then you got to understand this too. Cali Muscle had business deals that he was a business deal on the table. He was trying to work out with that hotel, with the Bayfront Inn. I know everything, bro. That's what y'all don't get. I know everything because I'm really the street nigga who runs the streets. So that's the thing. Like when people get on here and they run their mouth at me, it's like, that's fine, but you have no idea who you're talking to. You have no concept of who I am. Okay. And like I try to tell people, you have no idea how deep the rabbit hole goes with me. You don't understand all that I've done. You don't know me. You can never fathom or imagine someone like me. What I've accomplished doesn't even, like, shouldn't even exist. Like, it's impossible. And I'm being honest. So that's my thing, is like I said, I'm not like a huge guy. I mean, I'm pretty ripped, I'm strong, but I'm not like a huge guy. I'm tougher than all these fools put together. I'm quicker than them. I move better than them. Like, I'm stronger than them. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not here to prove any point. I'm not here to supersede anybody. Definitely not here to compare. I'm just giving my true account of actual reality. Like I said, I never even talk about these people because they're irrelevant to me. You know what I mean? So I'm sure at some point it'll attract some attention to the channel. It might be right now. We got like 33 in the box, it looks like. 23 or 33? Oh, 24. Okay. It's all right. Decent numbers. Like I said, just give me a minute. I'm trying to breathe. I'm gonna talk about everything. I'm walking. But like I said, I mean, first of all, my challenge is a strength challenge whenever my hand heals here. Like, I truly believe none of you can come close to me on these bars. I don't believe you could come close to me in a gym or anything. Like, I'm the strongest man in the world, for real. I'm not joking. So, like, I'm not just running my mouth. I'm not just talking. I mean, the only guy I've seen that does stuff that I can't do, and I still can't really say that he's stronger, is the Beast guy, the Beast from Bartenders. That's the only dude I've ever seen that I look at and I'm like, wow, like, that stuff is crazy. Like, him, I give all the credit. Credit where credit's due. Like I said, I'm not a hater. I show love to everybody. I want everybody to win. I like that dude. I like what he represents. You look at his grill, you look at his teeth. He got the same thing going on that I had, right? And now I have it, whatever, in a different way. It's a mentality of somebody who's not going to stop, and nothing stops them. So it makes sense. So I'm like the same thing. I'm just like him. I'm just in a different version, right? So, like I said, I mean, Big Boy Cartel, he was never a mover or shaker. He was nobody. I mean, he's irrelevant. Just like people said, just like people are saying about Wes Watson, that they saw whatever, him in prison getting sunned, owned, G-checked, whatever. Like, Wes Watson is not a tough guy. Wes Watson is just another guy who wants to be a bodybuilder and isn't. I mean, they call themselves bodybuilders, but they have no body. If you look at their body, it's just, like I said, them taking whatever they're taking. I mean, they're not strong. They don't look fit. I'm just being real. Y'all talked about Rich Piana, same thing. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Like, none of those dudes are impressive to me at all. Like, seriously, they're not impressive. You look at someone like Scott Atkins. Scott Atkins is super, super skinny, and then he's little. And I mean, that dude's ridiculous, bro. You know, now he's not as strong as me. I'll tell you that straight up. Not in the upper body. He ain't nowhere near me. But as far as his legs and what he does with kicks, oh God, I couldn't come close to him. What he does is incredible. Now, maybe I could if I got the right training, you know, but I mean, not like that. You ain't gonna see me doing those somersaults and stuff. That's just not my thing. Oh man, that's sad. That's an eagle. Oh man, that ruined my day. I like eagles. That makes me sad. Poor eagle. Seriously. Man, I hate seeing that, bro. I'm telling you, man, these people, they just don't care. They don't care about humanity. They don't care. And I really care about animals, man. And I don't like seeing that. I don't. Even like with the tarantula and the spiders, I get in my feelings. Seriously. Like, I just love animals, humanity, anything with the soul. And animals have a soul. But like I said, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, Cali Muscle was never it. He's a fraud. He's fugazi. And you notice that all of them, they got into that and then they start talking tough. I mean, that's what happens when you have all that testosterone and or fake testosterone, because that's what it is. It's fake. And you have all that going on, and you got them all wanting to pretend they're tough and they're trying to impress women. I mean, you're going to have that. You're going to have a little bit of back and forth. But my deal is, I mean, you're a bodybuilder, you're not a gangster. I mean, it's just two totally different things. Because, like, I would hear Cali Muscle saying, like, yeah, they don't try us. They don't talk to us like that to our face when we out there. I mean, all he does is think that he's Billy Tough Guy, and there's nothing tough about him. Like, I like Cali Muscle. I got love for him, but he's not a tough guy. Like, I tell him to his face. Any of these people, I tell to their face, and they all know it. I met these people. Like, they're not tough guys. I mean, they're fairly big. You know, do they have some strength to them? Yeah, I'm sure they do. But it ain't like what y'all try to pretend. So my question is, right? Let's get to the question, the goody goodies. What do y'all follow on here? Because y'all follow a bunch of frauds. That's what they follow. Y'all will even donate to frauds. Like, when is that going to change? When are you going to realize, like Tupac said, support the real. When is that going to happen? Because the real's right here in front of you. Like I said, I do it naturally. I will outdo any of them in anything naturally. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal, bro. And that's a lot of strength, especially mentally. So, I mean, I'm not someone you can doubt. Like I said, you can look at my videos. None of them move like me. Like I said, I teach 52 blocks, a defensive system. I teach fitness. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm trying to expand this fitness business as much as possible. It's why I can't wait for my hand to heal so I can get back to this. Because it's going to work. Watch. It's going to work. Because I know what I'm doing and I know how to build businesses and compound businesses. Right? 27 in the box. So, like I said, my whole deal is that apparently Big Boy Cartel, he got a bunch of gang members upset in Cali, whatever. Like I said, that's his problem. You know what I mean? That they do it to themselves. And I imagine that that's what would happen because he's trying to sit there and be Billy, you know what, to everyone. And not everyone's going to put up with that. And he's just not that guy, you know? So, I mean, I'm all for a man saying always, I'm going to do whatever I want, which is what I heard he said or something. I mean, that should be any man. Any man is going to do what they want. That's the whole problem with the gangs. I mean, any gang that thinks they're going to control a man, I mean, you're delusional and you're out your mind, and it's that simple. I mean, you're not going to control no real man, but like I said, I just don't. Big Boy Cartel's not a real man. And I'll go farther. I mean, this is the thing, man. Those people, they talk about a reality that's totally polar opposite of what I talk. I kick my rhetoric every day. It totally opposes their rhetoric. And then they pretend that we live in a delusion that we don't live in. Do you get what I'm saying? They pretend that we're in an alternate reality. I mean, I've said everything about how I feel in the truth. I mean, I'll say it again. I mean, it's just not in your DNA, brother. You're not a tough guy. I mean, you know, it's just not. I mean, you can look at history and see that you're not tough. Yes, like that's reality. Like, no, I'm not afraid to say common sense. Like, that's the truth. It always has been, always will be. What do you mean? And that's what they think. Like, they think it's tough to be emotional and feminine, right? They think it's tough to be in a group. That's why everything they do is group mentality. I mean, you can't have a fake mob mentality and group think in a group mentality and then think that, oh, you're tough now, right? Like, that's not how it works. That's not how it goes. That's just not what it is. You know what I mean? And it's about that simple. Feel me? So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, genuinely, like, you just ain't it. So that makes sense to me. That makes sense that he would basically upset everybody in Cali. And then I heard Wes Watson, he moved as far as he could from Cali. Same issue. Makes sense. But see, now you're trying to paint Cali like Cali is so tough. I mean, I see y'all doing that all the time too, and it's kind of irritating. I mean, Cali is just Cali. I mean, you have a lot of different, types of niggas in Cali. I mean, I know all about Cali, bro. I've been out in Oakland. I've been all out there when I was young. My dad had me. Hold on. So I was talking to the guy, telling him I'm the Batman. That guy's super nice. He's the one. He's got the dog that I like. And he was saying he tries to keep the gate closed. I'm like, I love when the dog comes out because it just wants me to pet it. The dog is awesome. I love that dog. That's a nice dog. It's not like the other ones up here further that are a lot meaner and bigger. But yeah, he was nice. I told him the channel name, so hopefully he'll look it up. Because he just sees me all the time doing what I'm doing. He was asking me where the suit was, but like I said, I can't really do it right now because of my hand. But yeah, man, like I said, I mean, talking about, I mean, Rich Piana, I'm not going to speak on. I just put his name on the title, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to really speak on, you know, I mean, prayers to him, and you know, I don't have anything. Golly, that's annoying. I don't have anything but positive stuff to say. I don't talk about anybody who can't defend themselves. I just try not to do that. If I do, it's a mistake on my part and me not thinking. But I tend to try to get away from that. Um, but other than that, I mean, my only point is that none of these dudes are really that strong, man. I mean, that's not really, it was never a strength thing. I mean, like I said, they're doing it for looks, whatever. I mean, I see dudes in prison, and I mean, they got to be natural in prison, wouldn't they? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess some of them sneak stuff in, but I would imagine generally that you would have to be natural. You feel me? And I see dudes in prison that make them look like a mouse, in my opinion. Like they're really in shape. I mean, not so much as being big, but some of them, yeah, but just the way that they're built. And I think that's just got to do with dedication and having nothing but time and the right food, starchy food. I don't know what they're telling me to do. I'm not going to cross when it's green, lady. See what I'm talking about? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm just giving my opinion, man. I mean, it's just the truth. Like, none of these dudes were ever tough guys, and they get into these industries. And that's all I'm saying. I mean, it's a bunch of cowards. I mean, you can detect a coward pretty quick by their actions and the way that they move. It's like I said, like you've got dudes in the street. A dude in the street is a dude in the street. Doesn't mean that they're super gangsta and tough. A person can come any way they want, right? Like with me, you gonna come correct. But people can come any way they want. I mean, I've talked about on here. You've seen people try to do it with me, when I'm not working. And like it never really works. My whole deal is I don't owe you anything. I'm older now and I'm smarter and wiser and I have everything to lose. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I have some point to prove or have a back and forth with some stranger because whatever, they're having a bad day or a bad year or a bad couple of years and they just don't like themselves. I'm a lot more mature now, and that's just a fact. It has nothing to do with being scared, which I've proven, not scared of anyone or anything, literally. I'm the most fearless man ever. But it has to do with just being smart. I mean, if you're the gangster, I mean, gangster is about wealth too. I mean, when you have everything to lose, and at the same time, I really have nothing to lose because of what I'm going through physically. I mean, they don't know that. Other people don't know that. See, the thing is, people don't understand about me. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're talking about, where I'm at, who it is. I mean, I can be tough anytime I want. I mean, I can, like I said, I got a spirit inside me, bro. I can bring that spirit out and let that spirit out to play anytime I want, and I'm gonna win no matter what. But for what? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna get myself paying fines, in trouble, especially over people that ain't worth nothing. They're not worth my time. Real talk. Like, some people, I'm sorry, but they're literally worth nothing. Like, why would me with everything? Like, that just doesn't make any sense, right? You got to learn to get smart, like I said, and change your attitude and change your mentality, and then you'll be able to get somewhere, hopefully, and understand a little more how reality works, how this game works, right? But at the end of the day, man, I mean, like I said, I mean, none of those people are anybody. They get into these industries because they're cowards. They're ducking the real streets, the real thing. They're ducking all that. So I mean, Batman is going to be in Cali. I'll be operating in Cali. So, like I said, I mean, all that fake stuff. I mean, the difference with everyone else and Batman is that with Batman, you get to see what's really real. You get to see, because people write a lot of checks with their mouth that they can't cash. But with Batman, Batman goes out in the street actively and does his thing. So, I mean, if anyone feels like they're the Joker for real and they're so tough, I mean, they have every chance to test that and see and find out, right? That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? All these other people, they just run their mouth. Like, I'm just being real with you. Some people run their mouth. Some people don't. Some people are posers. Some people are about it. To me, and my vision is so much different because I'm moving off God. I'm moving off faith. And I'm not a person who says I believe in God so I can get away from the funk. I'm all about the funk. I believe in God, and God wants me to be about the funk. Nigga. Feel that? Like, me and God is rolling together, homie. Real talk. We run these blocks. Real talk. So it's a little different. I was watching one of them yesterday. He was out there from Cali or something. And he just kept saying, on the real, man. He must have said that like 200 times in the conversation. On the real. On the real. On the real. I want to start doing that. I just think it's funny. On the real. On the real. And they got that little Bay accent, you know what I'm talking about? On the real. On the real. It's just funny as hell. He all swole and on the real. Yeah, that's on the real. On the real. Like, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start acting like these dudes out of prison. I just think it's funny. It is. It's comedy. It's comedic to me. It's genuinely pretty funny. It makes me laugh. Here, hold on. I got to drink my water. Give me a minute. Matter of fact, just bear with me a second here while I do this real quick, and y'all can stay on here. Um, Actually, you know what? Let's just do another live. I'll do another live, and I'll come right back when I turn this off in just a minute. We'll do that. But yeah, man, like I said, I mean, people have their priorities wrong, man. I mean, like I said, none of y'all want to be me, man. I'm the tough guy, bro. You don't want to be me, and maybe you do, but you just aren't. You aren't this. Y'all ain't built like this. So just stop. I mean, you see what happens when you're tough. I mean, I'm tough. Look at me. Look at all I go through. don't want to go through this stuff, man. Genuinely, bro, you don't. I don't wish it on anyone, man. You don't want to do this. You don't. And that's the whole thing is, people don't get it. Like, I'm Batman for a reason. I'm not Batman because I'm some guy that made up a ploy and was like, oh, I'm going to fake that I'm Batman. Like, no, I was built to do this, man. I got chosen by God to do what I do because I'm really that tough. And they know I'm going to keep pushing no matter what. That's what it's all about. That's the name of the game, right? Endurance. So it is what it is, man. Like I said, I can't take none of them dudes seriously, and I didn't have time to get into Andrew Tate. I've talked about it before, but maybe we'll talk about it a little on the next one. All right, but I'll be right back in just a minute. So all y'all congregate, come back, and we'll talk in just a second. All right, hold up.